Side.
Exactly that. So let's jump into the injuries here, guys. And the two biggest injuries, we'll hit the actual injury report here in a second. The two biggest injuries, obviously, to Zach Tom and Aaron Banks. Right? I think we would all agree. We want to make sure that offensive line is healthy as soon as possible, especially going out this week against the Myles Garrett. So Dominic Yates was at practice today, said Aaron Banks, Zach Tom, and Bo Melton are back at practice for the Packers. Matt LaFleur said the two linemen will be limited today. Melton participated in individual drills. Of the active roster, no Jaden Reed. So of all the active roster, only Jaden Reed was the only one missing. Okay. Now, I will say this: Aaron Banks. It sounds like. See here, I'm pretty sure that's Aaron Banks. He looks a lot better, right? He looks like he's ready to go. And I think as a matter of fact, I think Bill Huber was asked, or Bill Huber asked Aaron Banks about Sunday's game, and he just cut him off quick and said, "I'm playing." So feel really, really good about getting your left guard back. What does that mean for the offensive line? Okay, to me, it could go a number of different ways. I wouldn't put Jordan Morgan at right tackle because, and the reason I want to bring that up is if you go to the next video, I think it might be, here's Zach Tom, right? Now look at Zach Tom is not moving quite as well, right? And they actually asked Zach Tom, I want to say, I can't remember who it was that asked about Zach Tom. Might have been Ryan Wood. Yeah.
In the interview.
Yeah. Ryan Wood asked Zach Tom, he asked if he's optimistic about playing Sunday after practicing today. They said he paused and said, "Ask me again tomorrow." Packers right tackle still laboring with an oblique injury. He said it's especially painful to run, but he gutted through today. So I do not want to see them try to rush him back, So here's the issue we got, Tim. You got that big, burly, grown-ass man, Myles Garrett, over there probably lining up over right tackle, right? If that's the case, who do you go with at right tackle? Do you put Anthony Melton back out there and go, all right, bub, we're about to cut your teeth for real this week, right? Do you put him out there? Do you go with Kennard? Do you put Jordan Morgan over there at right tackle now that Aaron Banks is back at left guard? No. Do you put Jordan Morgan at right guard and try Sean Ryan at right tackle? I don't think we've done that yet. I can't imagine they would start with Myles Garrett. I want to get your take, Tim. Let's assume Zach Tom is not playing. How would you handle it here, Mr. Head Coach and Personnel Director?
First of all, I'm not interested in moving Jordan Morgan to the right side of the line in any fashion whatsoever. To me, he's a pure left tackle. The fact that we can get left guard reps or interior reps out of him is good. I'm not convinced that it's going to be a rousing success if he just moves over to right tackle. I think it's kind of rare that you see that, especially in today's game. I would give the start to Big Escalade. And I would play right tackle by committee. I'd run Kennard out there. I'd run Belton out there, and throw the kitchen sink at the right side of that offensive line to get through this game. And then we may have to tweak our game plan a little bit. We know how Cleveland is against the run. We know we're trying to really firmly establish our run game. It's going to be difficult to do. So, as far as who starts, maybe they do go with Kennard. Just the experience, a little bit more experience factor maybe, but I would expect Anthony Belton to get some snaps at right tackle. But yeah, no, I don't. I wouldn't move Jordan Morgan over there. No.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tim, we need to put a little respect on Jordan Morgan for all this moving around he's having to do anyway. Yeah. But you're right. I think as far as I'd probably let him go would be right guard, just because, he did do a little bit of it, but I don't want you to have to rechange your entire kick step. I'd rather run a little overload, flip him over from left guard, do a double right guard set, and then you got a little bit of help over there. But yeah, listening to Zach Tom's interview, it was, it just said he's never had a feeling like that before. It's something in the stomach area, the side to side feeling is all right. But he said once he tries to get up and open up, it kind of just, I bet that hangs him up. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, right? And it just looks uncomfortable. It really does.
He looks painful right there, does he not?
Right. And you don't want him to have to engage with Myles Garrett. 60 plays like that. He came back from a torn pec and he's a dog, but you're going into almost a rest. You're coming into your bye. Don't force it. If, we've gotten away with rotating guys for now, you want to see what Belton has. That's why we've taken the high draft picks we have. And again, Goody cooking, looking at the season, what happened? We had an injury at line basically immediately. We had another injury at line. And the only reason our boy Travis Glover's not going out there to start is because he put his body on the line and is out for the season. So
Yep.
Man, I tell you, I love you some Travis Glover, big dog. I love it. So let's see. Weed in the chat says that must hurt like a MF. I guarantee it, man. That oblique, that can't be fun at all. Hardy the Prophet says, I'm gonna be at this one. Can't wait. Gonna wear the number 90 jersey I won on here. Thank y'all. Go Pack. Go. Love it, Hardy. Love it, man.
Let's
Repping
go.
the LBN jersey. That's right, because he was up at the Hall of Fame, Hardy was. So he must live up there in the Ohio area. The Bengals game, remind me real quick, just to get off topic a second. The Bengals game, it's at Lambeau, ain't it? Darn it. Okay.
Yep.
Just wanted to make sure. I was thinking about going to that if it was on the road. So back to the chat. Chris, the casual in, says start with Kennard. Okay, so he's saying start with Kennard. Got it. Coach Lynn says I got to go with Belton at right tackle. Okay. 2-0 for this says Ryan at center and move Jenkins to right tackle, question mark. Ooh.
I think if we try to move Big E again, he's just going to retire.
I don't
like enough of this.
I don't hate it on the surface 2-0 for this, but I'm going to have to say no if I have to give an answer there. Because, again, I think Ryan is, he's took steps in the right direction, but you kind of got the center position now finally under control. The last thing you want to do is move multiple people around, I was go ahead.
Like I said, I would go overload. You got chips, you got back, you throw a tight end over there, you can throw 2 tight ends over there. There's a lot of options to help them get through. And it's, how many times you run into that side, how many times you're running away from them. Is it better if you just run at them and you let Belton or whoever it is get his paws on them and kind of turn them and you take your lane? We'll see.
Yep. Deadfish says rotation between Belton and Kennard and then go more with the more effective. I don't mind that a bit. I mean, that's kind of what they've been doing, is they kind of had a little rotation there. And Belton, man, listen, outside of the mistakes, Belton can handle it. Like this dude, he was Tim. You seen he was manhandling people, man. There was and I see that. You've seen him get off on the snap and then just blast over and completely rib shot the D tackle and then still kick back out and cover his guy and block his guy. You see that stuff and you go, okay, that's 1 or 2 plays. That's great and all. I wanted to kind of hold the excitement a little bit. And sure enough, Brian Bulaga today, I think he was on Wildy and Tausch was talking about, he said, I thought he held his own. I thought he played pretty good. So that's a good check in the box there too. So if Belton can be your right tackle in a situation like this, boy, you feel real good about this offensive line next year. And I think there is a situation where Zach Tom might be your center next year. You move on from Elton Jenkins and you free up all that cap. And now you got Belton starting right tackle, right? You'll probably kick Jordan Morgan out the left tackle. You'll have Aaron Banks at left guard. And who knows, you may bring Sean Ryan back on a really, really cheap deal to play right guard. And then you just kind of reload in the draft again, unless, of course, Emilio's guy, Travis Glover, bursts back on.
Can you imagine? My man, he's going to take over the league there.
And then Biz 1987 said, give Belton help. Do the Bears have other elite rushers to worry about? No. It's a good question. I don't think they do, right?
Not that I know of.
Yeah. We'll get into the PFF preview here. Hopefully we'll have time to do that in just a second. But appreciate everybody's comments. Thank y'all for your take on that. And you guys let me know in the comments if you're watching this video later, which rotation would you like to go with at right tackle? Would you rather it be Belton? Would you rather it be Kennard? Would you rather go with a different offensive lineman? So looking at the injury report, here's the full injury report. Zane Anderson with the knee, full participation. Aaron Banks, Nate Hobbs, and Josh Jacobs were all limited. It looked like Josh Jacobs got a little bit of an ankle going on there. And, of course, I think we'll see a healthier version of Nate Hobbs this week. Jordan Love with the left thumb, full participation. Obviously, we're not concerned with that. Bo Melton limited is a good sign that he's going to be back sooner rather than later. Jaden Reed, just go to his IG story if you want to know how he's doing. He was pretty gassed up. But
why would he still be on the injury report? They didn't put him on IR yet.
That's the thing. Yeah, I think it's a formality. I think he'll go on the IR here in the next couple of days or something, probably with the new week coming up. I'm not exactly sure how that works. Someone in the chat could probably help us with that. But and then Zach Tom limited. I think it's going to be at least another week before Zach Tom.
Did you see his face? Did you watch that video, Clay? He paused and was like when Jacob gets a question he doesn't know, it's like, you're putting me on the
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's going to be interesting, man. And again, this is one of those weeks too that when you look at the Zach Tom injury from a broader perspective, if you can go out there and take care of the Browns this week, and listen, it ain't got to be you. I'm hearing people saying if they don't blow them out, there's something wrong. Boy, y'all don't watch the NFL much. To pretend like it's just this is going to be a slam dunk, you're going to go out there and destroy them by 20 points is just crazy to me, man. And don't get me wrong, they're heavy favorites, but boy, oh boy, more times than not, when I see a +7.5, you can bet your sweet bottom I'm hitting the +7.5. Now, I'll never bet against my Packers, but there's a reason that line is where it's at and not to the 20 points or the 15 points that people are thinking.
I want to say Ross Tucker had him picked as like 24-16 or like maybe 27-16. Like it wasn't. He goes. I think it's going to be closer touchdown game probably with the Browns.
Yeah, I can see that, man. I can see that. So with Zach Tom, the point I was trying to make there, and I was very long-winded, I apologize. Listen, if you can go out and take care of the Browns, there's no reason to rush him back next week either. Let's just make sure he's good to go. Because if you can get through this week and next week and somehow, some way enter the bye 4-0, and he's now rested, it'll be 3 full weeks with the bye week. You're feeling a lot better about that injury. So on their side of the field here, the Cleveland Browns, Joe Batonio, guard, did not participate with a back. Their punter was limited. That's Bojorquez. That's Bojo. We used to have Bojo, didn't we, way back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. DeAndre Carter, wide receiver with a concussion, did not participate. We'll probably know tomorrow whether he's coming out of concussion protocol or not. Malik Collins, defensive tackle, was just in our arrest. Jack Conklin, a tackle with an elbow, limited. Grant Delpit, safety, was limited. Mike Hall Jr., defensive tackle, was limited. And then Denzel Ward, cornerback with the shoulder/cramping, was full participation. So nothing really to speak too much on there. You guys got anything else you want to add to the injury report?
No, it looks like pretty much everyone's going to be a go for Cleveland, right, on here. Other than the obvious, like you said, Carter with the concussion, we don't really know. And then looking at our side of the coin, Josh Jacobs with the ankle, the fact that he hasn't missed and that he's just been limited tells me it's probably some kind of nagging thing, typical wear and tear on a running back, right? Tape it up, get out there and do your thing. So nothing to worry about. And super excited to see Bo Melton returning, even though he was limited, returning to practice. That's a good sign.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Absolutely. And honestly, good to see 10's not on there anymore. You had a couple other things. The receipt looked a little long at the beginning. We're kind of narrowing it down. Bye week's going to help. But I'm just happy that we have the depth we do pretty much all over this team. I think they really did a good job, setting and building the roster.
Absolutely. And I want to mention here too that when you're talking about depth, many people talk about the receiving room, right? You're missing Christian Watson. Okay, now you're missing Jaden Reed. Well, it's a good thing that the Packers are 5th in the league right now. Guys, they have run 12 personnel, 42.7% of the snaps so far this young season. That is a wild statistic there. So, again, they are in 2 tight end sets, almost half of their offensive snaps. That's really, really exciting. If you go to 11 personnel, the Packers, let me sort it by rate here. The Packers are usually toward the top with this statistic. They are 27th in the league at 11 personnel at 44.5%. So that's a wild, wild difference from last year. If we were to go 13, I'm just curious, we have ran the 6th most 13 at 6.3%. So
might see more of that on Sunday. You never know.
Right.
Yep. And then you throw in 21 personnel, right? With 21 personnel, Green Bay's 10th there. So between 21, which is 6.3, so let's just call it 6%, right? Your 12, that is 42, let's call it 48. And then, of course, you've got your 13, which is 6. I mean, you're forcing defenses into their base package a lot. That says a lot about what and here's what's crazy is you're passing out of those sets. So you're getting them in their base, and then you're running a little play action.
That was that Tucker seam route on Chalk Talk, right? That was out of 13, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's 12 or 13, yeah. And you have speed with Musgrave. Yep. You have speed with Musgrave. You got a little physicality with Fitzpatrick, and Tucker can do it both. And then you find out who's open.
Yep. Or like you were saying last night, Clay, you can almost mimic that with Savion Williams in the right alignment. I mean, he's got that body type, strong hands, almost gives you the advantage of having that extra tight end out there.
That's what I loved about that 13 nasty gun was your one receiver was Savion. And hell, he's imagine a cornerback trying to take him on one-on-one, in a blocking situation. I mean, he might as well be a tight end. You're talking about 225 pounds or whatever he is, right? So